And your name, sir?
Jason Palmer
from
Baltimore, Maryland. It's time to pass the torch to a new generation of Americans, like the people at this table, who are standing up and putting their hat in the ring. America needs an upgrade. Our country is entangled in too many foreign wars. Our Congress is completely dysfunctional. Our borders are being overrun, and our leadership is geriatric. We need people that understand new technologies and understand the 21st century while remaining committed to the values that are eternal here in America: liberty, justice for all, the pursuit of happiness. I'm a unique candidate submitting myself for public service. I have been working in the world of business and philanthropy and with colleges and universities for the last 25 years of my life. I've worked at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I've been a turnaround leader. We need someone who actually knows how to fix things and bring solutions to this country. That's what I've done over the course of my life. I've architected a platform that's based on 3 pillars that I want to briefly explain to you. Conscious capitalism. There is a way, invented here in New England, to reorganize our economy around B corporations instead of C corporations. We can invest in our people first.
Holly Raymer from the Associated Press.
Hi. As Mr. Cornejo just mentioned, we're here just a day after a gunman killed 3 people and wounded a 4th in Nevada, and just a few weeks after, right here in New Hampshire, a security guard at a psychiatric hospital was shot and killed. What, if anything, needs to happen at the federal level to prevent this kind of violence?
So this issue is why 90% of young Americans are tuning out of our politics. We have not come up with a bipartisan plan to resolve it. I have a bipartisan plan to resolve it. It's called gun violence reduction. It respects the Second Amendment and the right of people to bear arms, but it also focuses on evidence-based solutions that we know work to reduce gun violence. Those include things like gun training for new gun owners. Those include things like preventing semi-automatic weapons from being in the homes of people who've been convicted of domestic violence. Those involve red flag laws related to the mental health of individuals. You'll notice that I'm saying this very calmly, and the reason why is because people get very inflamed over this issue, but there is a bipartisan, evidence-based way to solve this problem, and as president, I intend to solve it within the first year of my administration.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
President Biden, who finished 5th in the New Hampshire primary 4 years ago, is skipping at this time to comply with the DNC's changes to the nominating calendar. And as Secretary Scanlon referenced, Florida Democrats scrapping their primary altogether. What do you make of these moves and the process by which we choose the nominees?
This is probably the most important election of our generation, and it's very important that there be a positive vision of the future that the Democratic Party put out there for this election. If it's just against Trump, we already see the polling. We know how that's going to go. So there really needs to be a positive vision of the future and a movement of people to be ready for November next year. And that's why I've put my hat in the ring to put that positive vision out there with a large group of people behind me.
Kevin Landrigan from the New Hampshire Union Leader.
Mr. Palmer, you referenced an end to endless war, so we'll start this question with you. Regarding the war in Gaza, should the U.S. be insisting upon an extended ceasefire in order to get all the American hostages out of Israel, or should we defer to the military and political leadership of Israel as to how to go forward?
As a Quaker by background, I think that all life is precious and every life has value. So a ceasefire is what the United States should be recommending with regards to the Israeli-Gaza conflict. We need to do everything in our power to minimize the loss of life. This conflict has been going on for decades, and America keeps kicking the can down the road. We need to show true leadership here. The Hamas terrorists who committed these atrocities must be brought to justice, but not at the expense of the Palestinian people. Both the Israelis and the Palestinians are living under corrupt governments. We can hold two thoughts in our head at the same time, and we need to focus on the loss of life. When I first came in, I talked to a few of my fellow candidates, and it was really interesting to hear over the course of the night how many of us were saying similar things. Love, unity, working together, working across party lines. That's the only way we're going to win this election, is if we actually work together. It's so impressive that multiple candidates mentioned that they're on the ballot in multiple states, like myself. We have to build our economy up. Our people need to get upskilled for the 21st century. We need to embrace the technology that is our future. Manchester has done such a fantastic job of building this city up. I was meeting with the mayor earlier today. So impressive what this city has done. Southern New Hampshire University, where I've known President LeBlanc for almost 20 years now, the largest university in the United States of America. We can do what's been done in Manchester in the entire country. And I invite you to go to my website and learn more about my candidacy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.